Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Taboo Tater Tots Club podcast,
where we talk about anything that interests us, whether it be politics or my toes or our new flag.
Yeah, we got a new flag. It is the, what is it called? The Gadsden or Galston flag, something like that. It's the
Don't
one with
tread
the
on me.
Yeah, it's the one with the snake. Except for the head of the snake is Beavis. Yeah, Beavis.
Butthead?
No, Butthead is the one that.
I never sat down and watched the show.
Yeah, neither have I.
It annoyed the shit out of me when my brother watched it.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but I do think it's funny because it's Beavis, and instead of whatever it usually says on his shirt, it says bullets, and he's holding two guns, and instead of "Don't tread on me," it says "Are you threatening me?" which I think is a reference to the show, but I just think it's funny regardless.
And for those who are wondering, I doubt anyone is, but it is a M4 variant and a 1911 variant. So.
And he's doing the cornholio thing with his shirt.
Yeah, I do know that, and I fucking hate that I know that. Anyways, how are you today, Nick?
Mostly good. I had a very eventful weekend, and first 2 days of the week. Yesterday,
Hang on. Sorry to cut you off right off the bat, but are you physically and mentally okay?
Mentally, yes. Physically, I'm a little hurt.
Oh no. Did Nicky Wicky get a boo-boo?
A little bit, yeah. I'll explain that. But yesterday, my wife got to see her siblings. Two out of the 4 siblings she hasn't seen in a while. That's a whole clusterfuck of a mess. I'm not going to get into it. But I had to
family always though?
It's really, really fucked up and messed up. It's basically all of the kids, all of the siblings are like separated and living with different people, which sucks really bad.
Yeah, I would imagine that
would
be very difficult for like reunions and
that family does not need to have a reunion. That's all I'm gonna say. I can explain it to you off the podcast, but I'm not gonna explain that here.
I know. I'm just the way you put that.
And then this weekend, it was Saturday, I went airsofting for the first time.
Really? You, of all people, went airsofting?
Yeah.
Did you get shot in the dick?
Actually. So I can go into detail of my boo-boos. So basically, a friend from high school that I talked to semi-regularly saw me at Walmart, and he's like, "Hey, Miss wife of Nick, can I borrow your husband Saturday for like 6 hours?" And she's like, "What? 6 hours?" And he's like, "Yeah, I want to take him airsofting." I'm like, "Well, I don't have any of the equipment or anything." And he's like, "Oh, I have extras. Don't you fucking worry about that." I'm like, "Okay." So there's this airsoft field in Hebron.
Yeah, typically airsofters have multiple of fucking everything. It's a fucking ridiculous fucking hobby, and I fucking love it.
I'm just messing with my microphone here. Don't worry about that. But
yeah, we got squirrel moment. We got our new mounts or
like the nuts that fit over the
mount.
The mount, yeah. That actually, we're not using zip ties.
Yeah, we're not using zip ties anymore. So no more redneck from me. Now I'll find something else for redneck, I'm sure.
So I get there thinking that it's going to be like, oh yeah, they probably have some kind of tactical vest or something, and some elbow and knee pads or whatever, and it's not going to be too serious. But no, some of these motherfuckers are serious as shit.
Yeah.
There was a specific group out of I think they said Jerome that like go all over the state, and they look like actual military personnel. There's even one with like a tack helmet with the little lights on the sides and the big old visor, and like it even was like night vision mode, and it was fucking crazy. And they had a I think it's an M16, the big heavy machine gun with the box to hold ammo and everything, and it was fucking legit. Some of the guns.
The M16's like the rifle
Oh.
on the flag.
Then it was an M4. No, M4 is the...
Like the rifle on the flag, different variants. You're probably thinking of the M249?
Maybe.
Is that...
Just the basic bitch heavy machine gun in every video game.
The Saw?
No, there was a kid with a... No, that was a Scar. There was a kid with a Scar, and he had...
Yeah, I have a Scar, actually.
Like a airsoft one, or...
Yeah.
Cool.
Not
had...
here.
Well, yeah.
But near here.
It had an underbarrel, and he had a grenade launcher for it. Did you know that there's grenades?
Yep.
Airsoft grenades? What the fuck? Okay.
Those things are fucking terrifying, by the way.
Yeah, so we'll get to what you want to get to, I promise. But I just really want to talk about this because it was so fucking goddamn fun.
Hey, it's something we both can touch on, so I'm all good. But
immediately
okay,
I was intimidated.
Have you? Obviously, it's your first time, but did you get blown the fuck up, or whatever?
I will go through what happened step by step. Okay.
I'm just
kind of.
Okay.
Not quite.
Imagine you and your friend.
Mm-hmm.
For me, he was strictly an airsoft partner.
Mm-hmm.
Clearing a room, and a grenade comes through the fucking window, and just detonates right there.
Something close to that did happen. So, I get there and immediately I was intimidated because I'm like, oh shit, these aren't filthy fucking casuals. These are serious people. And we get set up and I get put into this. Actually, I have a picture that I could probably throw. Well, I don't want to show my face, but
I could blur it out.
Oh yeah. Whoa, that's TikTok.
Hell, I could probably blur out all the faces and make it all
it was just me.
good.
But yeah. So
you
this
look like
vest.
a noob.
Oh yeah, I was definitely.
I'll blur your face out because we need to share that.
Yeah. So
if that's okay with you, obviously.
No, that's fine. So there's a vest, the two straps over the shoulders, goes down to a little pouch thingy with where all my magazines were held. I had 3 backup magazines in the one magazine. I think. I don't remember what he called it, but I don't think it was on the M16 platform. It was a different type of a rifle. I think it was an AR.
Galil, maybe?
I'm not sure.
AK.
It was not an AK.
Everybody fucking knows AK. I don't know why I threw it out there.
Yeah. Yes, it was one of these.
So yeah, an AR-15, M4, M16 platform.
Yeah. I will take... Actually, that's the exact one that my friend had. This exact type. It even had like the flat barrel and everything.
Did it have like a sniper scope or?
No, it was just like that. It had the little iron sights that you can flip up and down.
So it's ready to mount an optic onto.
Yeah, he didn't have an optic, but I don't think the field was long enough for that, and I don't think the rifle was. Yeah, and I don't think the rifle was powerful enough for that.
Power and range doesn't really go into an optic. It goes into when you're mounting a scope, like a long distance scope. Like you're not gonna put a sniper scope on a shotgun,
right? But that's just what I'm trying to say is that it was these like most of these things were medium range rifles, unless the super duper military guys, they had powerful fucking airsoft rifles that shot all the way across the field.
Yeah,
without dropping.
But what I'm saying is and this goes for actual firearms as well. Optics are typically used for quick target acquisition and close quarters combat.
Okay.
And to help improve accuracy at range as well.
I see. So we go into... I get strapped up. I get my goggles and mask and everything on, and we get prepared. And my friend, let's call him Jerry. Jerry goes, oh, we need some extra BBs just in case. It's always good to have an extra bottle of BBs. I'm like, okay. So we go into where you have to pay for your ticket, and you get like this little band to show that you've paid and you're welcome in. And he goes, okay, we'll also pay for these BBs. And I'm like, wait a minute, holy shit! I'm looking around, and they have different face shields and tactical equipment and magazines and guns. And I saw the most beautiful revolver. I love revolvers so much. I romanticize yeehaw cowboy times. So this revolver was fucking gorgeous, and I'm like, can I touch this? And they're like, oh yeah, and I had it on a stand, and it was heavy metal. I'm pretty sure there wasn't a plastic bit on it, and it was heavy, and it was gold and silver, and the grip was shiny bright pearl with like a little logo on it, that whatever manufacturer logo on it, and I just hold it and I'm like, this isn't loaded, is it? And like, no. And so I pulled back the lever and point it, and it clicks, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. And they showed me how you would load it. They have these little speed loader things that you put the BBs in and everything, or the airsoft pellets, whatever. And I'm like, how much is it? And they're like $116. I'm like, fuck, my limit here is 50 today. And they're like, well, we got some pretty cheap pistols. And the nicest one that they had, I bought. It was a spring-loaded, of course. In the heat of battle, it would only serve as one shot.
Yeah, and then you had a cock. Yeah, that was my first.
But it was mostly metal, so it was really nice. And they're like, it's $20. And I'm like, can you do 15? Because I've already spent, however much minus that would be 50. And they're like, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, fuck. Okay, fine, I'll buy it. So I bought the sidearm, and it came with a holster, so I had to undo my belt, put the holster on, and I felt like a fucking ranger or something. So we
I should look into doing airsoft again. Honestly, that'd be fun.
With rentals, with what they have, it starts out at $35. Of course, extra ammo or extra anything else is extra. But it starts at $35. That covers your ticket. That covers a couple of magazines full of ammo, and then your actual gear and rifle. So it's not too expensive to start out just by renting stuff.
Well, you got to remember, I do have a scar already. Mm-hmm. Want to know how I got the scar? I ordered it online.
I've always loved...
It's just a single shot, like... I got it for plinking.
Plinking?
Plinking, yeah.
Like Plinketto and...
Hold on, what the...
Like an arcade or something, or what?
No, plinking, like you go out in the backyard and you shoot bottles and...
Oh, I didn't know that there was a name for that.
And targets, and it's called plinking, yeah.
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
Really is just for any... The act of shooting a target is plinking, essentially. Okay. And so it's a single shot, spring loaded, but that thing has some kick. Like my brother shot me with it. Yeah. And just on the off chance that I wanted to take it to a field or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, you should shoot me. And so he pops me in the chest, and I had a welt for like a week.
Oh, nice.
Like that thing had some power.
So, they call the first game. Of course, the first game is usually a practice run. They said it's just search and destroy. There was about not 60. That's way too much. About 40 of us. So 20 people went and hide. And then 20 went to go look for them and shoot them. And they said, one shot, one kill. And we're like, okay. So we go out. And it's funny because my friend Jerry's all like, stick with the team. Because it was him, his stepbrother, and two other friends. Or three other friends. So there were 6 of us in the squad. He's like, stay with the squad. I'm like, okay. And I thought, well, man, that stack of... what do you call them? Tractor tires looks awfully suspicious, and I start walking towards it, and they're like, stick with the team, and I'm like, it's okay. And my dumbass, so on the gun, there's the lever for safety, auto, and semi, right?
Yeah.
I thought the actual like long part that you actually flip that had to cover the spot to where you want it. But I didn't see the tiny little
tick.
Yeah,
The tick,
I didn't see that. So I thought I had it on auto, but I had it on safety. So I'm walking up to this stack of tractor tires, and I'm like, I know there's a motherfucker in there. There has to be. And I poke over the tires, and there's just this kid who is just like, and then he looks up to me like, oh, and I'm like, fuck! And then I like fall on my ass trying to flip the switch. I'm like, fuck this! And I grab my sidearm, and before I could even pull it out, the kid's all like, oh, what the fuck is this guy doing? And then he pokes, and then bam, right in the fucking head, right in the cheek. And then I'm like, okay, hit! And he's all like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my rifle. And he looked at it and was like, you have it on safety, bro.
Wait, so a kid like half your fucking age.
This guy was at somewhere between 17 and or 16 and 18, probably. Yeah.
So okay, less than half your age,
Yeah.
but still, he takes one look at your rifle and goes, "You're a fucking dumbass."
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't even have to look at it very close. I was on the ground and he was standing above me, and he's like, "Yeah, that's on safety."
But generally speaking, obviously you get bad apples with everything. Mm-hmm. But generally speaking, the airsoft community tends to be very open and supportive, especially towards new members, which is something that has always been super cool to me.
Yeah.
Again, there are going to be bad apples, and there's going to be instances where that's not true, but generally speaking, from my experiences and just stories that I've heard and everything like that, people are generally pretty welcoming.
Yeah, they were all pretty nice, except for there was two of the super LARPy guys that were a little bit of an asshat, but the rest of them were pretty cool.
Yeah, and you know what the funny thing is? They dress up like they're fucking military, right? Mm-hmm. I could show up there in fucking jeans and a fucking t-shirt and wreck their fucking ass.
Oh, I got one of them pretty good, I'll tell you.
No, like I'm telling you, I'm not. You know what? I'm going to go into a little bit of detail.
Okay.
So I've told you about my Navy SEAL father figure, yeah? Mm-hmm. So he trained me just kind of as a gag, I guess, on how to move tactically and just clear rooms and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I remember a couple weekends in a row, we spent all fucking day just doing transitions. Mm-hmm. Rifle, pistol, you know. And, or running and jam drills and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, I can guarantee you, I alone would wreck their fucking ass.
Yeah.
And, like, not just one or maybe two, you know, maybe dip my toe in the water in the process. No. Mm-hmm. I can confidently say I would wreck the entire fucking team. Okay, maybe not the entire team, like...
The squad.
Yeah. The LARPs.
Their little 6-man squad.
Yeah. So, and that's not me being cocky.
No, I completely believe you, because a few of them weren't doing very well. I think the like general or whatever the squad and like
oh my god, they had a fucking general.
Well, not okay.
Did
they had little patches, of course, with their names on them.
Yeah.
And one of them said Corporal so and so and Lieutenant so and so, but the one with the tacked gear, the real big fancy one, his said Jen some so and so, and like I'm like, oh, that's their squad leader, I'm sure, and I'm sure it was.
Oh, that is so cringy.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
But no, like I can guarantee, I can say confidently, I'm not going to guarantee anything, but I can say confidently.
You would be able to hold your own.
Oh yeah, I would have.
You would do well.
At the very least, if I'm not, tagging them out, I would make it to where they were afraid to peek their heads up.
Mm-hmm.
Words are hard. You're just like my dick.
Okay.
Anyways.
So second game was Team Deathmatch. They had respawns. You can respawn 3 times. In order to respawn, you have to, once you get hit, you sit on your ass on the ground. You lift up both hands or just your rifle, and somebody has to go over there, touch you. 10 seconds, you're back in the game. But you only get 3 respawns. It was really, really cool because we were like trying to plan everything out, and we were like, they had not plywood, but like flimsy, cheap wood, different buildings and everything. And they're like, okay, so
that's what I'm purposely avoiding names, but that's what my father figure specifically used. He had a farm, right? Mm-hmm. Or I guess maybe not a farm, but he had a good bit of acres, of property. Yeah. And he had literally built, I don't know if him specifically, or if he had like grandkids or hired someone to do it, but he literally built like a little town.
Yeah, that's how this was.
Just cheap, flimsy plywood.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it wasn't exactly plywood. It was a little bit sturdier than
that.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's fucking called, but
it definitely wasn't sturdy like oak.
Yeah, no. And he would hide, and this is kind of how I got into airsoft. He would hide, and he would be like, "Okay, come and find me. You got to kill me. You got to shoot first." Mm-hmm. And we would use realistic airsoft guns. Mm-hmm. So, and it was cool because keep in mind, I probably at that time I was like 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
Some buildings would have doors, some wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, doors.
So, kicking in doors was my favorite thing to do. Like, there was one time he got mad at me because I wasn't even focusing on searching for him. I was literally just going down the line and finding doors to kick in.
Yeah.
So, but I miss him. I really do.
Yeah.
So, sadly, he passed away. And I've told you this story, I know. But he walked to the fucking hospital while having a fucking heart attack.
That's right.
He didn't know he was having a heart attack at the time. But he walked to the hospital and he went in there and he was like, I don't feel so good.
Face plants onto the floor immediately.
And that's just the type of guy that he was. He didn't believe in, the easy road.
Yeah.
He did shit his way.
Yeah. And
he got shit done.
Yeah. And
if you got in his way, you were fucked. So, like, I know, sorry, but I know one time he was at a bar and some dude started hitting on some lady who wasn't interested or some shit. I always just kind of assume that's what it was. Mm-hmm. I don't fucking remember. Mm-hmm. But it's a bar. Yeah. So it's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
So, and he steps in and is like, hey, knock that shit off, Mm-hmm. She told you to back the fuck off. And they ended up getting into a bit of a brawl. And he sent this dude to the hospital. Using nothing but his hands.
That's cool.
Keep in mind, at the time this story took place, he was probably late 70s, early 80s. Ooh. Somewhere in there. Like, oh, my back type of age, Mm-hmm. And, which, by the way, that never fucking stopped him from getting shit done. Mm-hmm. And this guy was in his early fucking 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And he beat the ever-living shit out of this kid.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison to kid.
Yeah.
And sent him to the hospital. And he only had a slight cut on his cheek.
Nice.
So, sorry.
No, you're good. You're fine.
Just fond reminiscing.
Yeah. So we do some strategizing before the match starts. We're like, okay, so they're going to take the hotel and the hospital and the corral or whatever. And if they're lucky, they'll be able to take fucking, I don't know, the whorehouse. I don't know what the fuck they were called. I don't remember. Just remember the hotel and the corral. But they're like...
Hang on,
but
was it like a multi-story hotel? Or?
No, it was just like a little building.
Oh, so like a
there was a
motel.
little place that you could go up top onto the roof and take a sniping position, but that was about it. And they're like, okay, so they're gonna get all those, and we should get this building and this building, but if we can, we need to take this building. I think it was called the center stage. And they're like, if we get this building, then we'll basically have control of half of the field.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, we should get this building and this building. And my friend Jerry, who was kind of the leader of our squad, he was like, well, no, we need to get center stage. And they're like, well, if we get this building, I was like, whatever, dude. You guys go do your own thing, and we're us six here. We will do all the fighting. That's fine. We can do that. And I'm like, wait, we can? And he's like, shut up, yes. So the match starts.
Have some confidence in yourself, my guy.
Yeah. So the match starts, and we just immediately butt rush the center stage. And I get left behind a little bit because I'm fat. And I get pinned down behind this like wooden spool type thing. Like they keep like that. Except it was a lot bigger.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Then
yeah, where they keep like telephone wires and stuff on. And so
hang on, I'm listening, but the dogs are losing their shit, so I'll be back.
Okay. So I get pinned down behind the spool. There are multiple spools, by the way. And I'm trying to he's teaching them dogs a lesson. I'm trying my best to get out from behind the spool, but I'm like kind of like so the other 5 have radios, or the other four of them have radios, and they can talk to themselves. But me and this other dude who was part of the squad, we basically had to yell shit out. And so I'm like, and that was the funnest part, was yelling out different things like changing mags or get down or whatever. And I just scream, I'm pinned down. And
okay, I'm back. Sorry. So sorry to cut you off real quick, but I revoked their window privileges.
I see.
They were literally leaning out the second story window.
Oh.
And barking at 2 Mexicans walking by.
Nice.
And I was like, goddamn dogs. Goddamn Mexicans.
So I'm pinned down and I scream out, I'm pinned down. And they're like, oh, we gotta go help them. And so they're laying down covering fire. And of course, this is only my second game, so I'm really trepidatious. And I'm like, are you sure it's safe? And they're like, quit being a pussy, let's go, motherfucker. And they're laying down covering fire, and I'm running, and it was almost like a Matrix moment as I'm kind of crouched a little bit, running towards the safe position in the center stage area. Here comes a BB, and it was almost like a Sixth Sense type of thing. I could feel it, so I turn, I see it coming, and I'm like, fuck! And I do like a little barrel roll, or not barrel, but like a tactical roll forward, just barely missing it. I could actually feel it clipping my ponytail. So wait, that was fun.
Hold on. Legitimate question here.
Uh-huh.
If it hits your hair, like it goes through your hair, does that still count as a hit?
I mean, if you want it to. I have no idea if that's an official rule or not. I don't know.
That would be something.
I mean, mostly guys play, and most of the guys had short hair, so I don't think that's an issue.
But I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing to learn.
Yeah.
Is like, you know how there's a headshot?
Is there a hair shot? I
Yeah.
mean, in real life, if a bullet goes through your hair, does it kill you? No. So I would assume not.
It gives you a haircut, sure, but
Yeah. Yeah. So we're in the center stage area, which is like the behind bit is completely bare naked, but the front bit has like windows and broken walls and stuff. So we're trying to capture another spool, and then from there we're trying to go to the bank, quote unquote bank. And so
sorry to keep cutting you off, but spool, that just sounds like such a derogative term.
Derogative?
Yeah, like, shut up, you spool.
I suppose.
That just randomly popped in my head when you said that.
Long story short, we never moved from that area. There was this kid that kept on shooting from behind the spool, and we tagged him at least 3 different times, and he wouldn't like say that he's out, and we're like,
yeah, I hate kids like that.
Yeah, we're like, we got you, and he kept on peeking out and trying to shoot at us, and he actually the same kid hit me at least twice, and I just did the same. I didn't say that I was out just to piss him off.
Yeah, well, was it after
yeah,
you
I was
guys
after
had hit him?
A few times, yes.
Okay, then that is completely fair, because technically he is supposed to be out.
Yeah.
And so therefore any hits that he gets are technically supposed to be void.
Yeah. So we were trying to move forward, but we couldn't because of this one dumbass kid, and he knew that if he moved we would be able to take that spool, which is probably why he wouldn't say hit. But the game ended right around the time that we were pretty much all out of respawns. And we're like, fuck, we're not moving from here, are we? And then we see this dude bolt fast as lightning behind the spool, and we're like, oh, we got a motherfucker over there! And then he moved from there to behind some sandbags a little bit closer. And I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna fuck us. And we were trying our best to get him, but he kept on screaming, cover fire, cover fire! And we had to keep on ducking, and he fucked us good. He went through the front door of this...
He's gonna fuck us! He fucked us good.
He didn't just go through the front door. No, that would have been for a casual. No, he leaped through. This motherfucker must have been a gymnast or something, because he leaped through one of the windows and just bam, 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 all in a row. All of us, all in a row. And we're like, all right, dude, you got us. You're good.
So, personally for me, obviously I don't know the layout of where you were or anything like that, but personally, you said that the center, you're done with your story, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a specific story, yes.
You said center stage was like an important, like, strategic point.
Yeah, it was. So the middle of the field was the hotel, right? But center stage was a little bit left of that and a little bit forward into enemy territory, which is why I said if you capture that, you basically got the half the field.
Okay. So, personally, what I would have done is, instead of just straight up charging, for lack of a better term, the stage, which I'm not sure that's what you guys did, but probably.
Basically, yes.
I would have gone structure to structure, set up cover positions, just 1 or 2 guys, then set up blocking positions, and then take center stage.
The problem with that is that basically how it's set up is there's basically nothing between. So there's a building here, right?
So
for a little bit further back, and then there's one over to the right, and then there's one over to the left, and then directly in front of that is a dirt mound, and then over the dirt mound is the hotel. So basically, there's nobody to come at you, to shoot at you or anything like that between the first building, which is kind of like the spawning area, the middle building, and then the 2 points that are kind of out far in either direction. And this is the center stage area. It's a little bit farther to the left, but it's not completely all the way to the left. Do you know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
But still, the beauty of my plan is it's adaptable.
Yeah.
It's strictly meant to be adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
That is a real movement strategy.
Okay.
So,
the match after that wasn't too incredible, except for one of our guys who had the scar with the grenade launcher. He actually used it.
oh.
Yeah, because there was 3 dudes just rushing us all at the same time. And literally, I can't remember what the other guy's name, so I'm just going to make up a name. Let's say his name was...
Gertrude.
That's a woman's name. Gary. Let's say his name was Gary.
Gertrude.
Gary goes to the guy with the grenade launcher and he goes, "You see those 3 guys over there?" And it was funny because he used the Russian accent just to be funny. He goes, "Yes, I see enemy." He goes, "Grenade time, boss." And he goes, "Granada!" And I'm like, what? Afterwards, I was like, why would you announce that? But it was pretty cool at the time. And it was really cool because it sounded exactly like a grenade launcher. It just went, and then boom, and then it took two of the guys out. The third guy was because usually, even if you don't get hit by the BBs that explode from the grenade, you have a 15-foot radius, and so he was like, it was questionable, but we let it slide. But we took that dude out. That was the only like super cool part about that match. But the match
I would have just been like, you see those 3? Fuck them up.
After that, we played Hardpoint. I think that's what they called it.
Hardpoint.
And the Hardpoint...
I just wanted to do that. It
yeah.
probably sounded cool.
The Hardpoint that we had to capture was the hotel, which right in front of it is a giant dirt mound about 10 feet tall. And the building's only like 9 feet tall, so that was pretty fun. We first rushed the hotel, and excuse me. And the cool part about that was that you only had 2 respawns, and I tried to get behind some cover to get this guy that was shooting out the side of the window, and I kept on getting shoot in the head, dude.
Shoot in the head.
Shot in the head. It like barely missed my neck, and it like hit me like right in the collarbone. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm out. And so I got revived, and I went back behind the dirt mound. And this is where the grenade part comes in. It was really, really funny because I was like trying to go out from behind the dirt mound, and then as I'm like inching towards the right side and trying to get to a different cover to get closer, all I heard was a thump, and I'm like, oh, that's a grenade. And then I'm like, I wonder where that's gonna land, and just like at least 2 feet from my feet, and I just screamed, and it tore my throat out. It hurt really bad. I just screamed, "Get down!" And then just jumped into the dirt, and boom. And I'm like, 15 feet. No, I'm good. And then I tried peeking up over the dirt mound, and as I'm like ducking for cover, I get hit square in the middle of the head.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even it's okay, it was a hair shot. No.
Yeah, no, it was square in the middle of the center of the top of the head. And then after that, we switched sides, and it was starting to get dark, so some people were using their flashlights. And the rifle that I was using apparently doesn't work sideways, because I was trying to like go like this from behind cover, like tilting the gun, and it would stop firing. And I'm like, oh fuck. And then somebody pops a smoke because it's starting to get nighttime. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get fucked. Again. And then I get down and I try and like do the dial on my magazine to push more BBs into the feeding mechanism, and I go back up and it's still not shooting. I'm like, what the fuck? And I like undo the magazine and I look, I'm like, oh, because there's no fucking BBs in it. And I put another magazine in, and as soon as I lift my rifle over, there was a dude right in front of me and shot me, and I like go like this to try and to move, and as you can see, I got shot right in the thumb.
Yeah, he has a boo boo.
Yeah.
That's a damn good shot by him, though.
Yeah, and I tried saying bang bang, which means you're too close and I don't want to get shot. I know I'm gonna get shot, so fuck it. I tried saying bang bang, but he shot me anyway, so that was fun. And then here comes the most bullshit part. It's pretty dark. Jerry has tracer rounds, which do you know how those work?
I do not. I've never personally fucked around with them. I know people who have, and
they're fucking cool.
They are really fucking cool.
So if you
I don't know how they work.
If you don't know, in real life, usually they
the
use...
tracer in real life. Sorry to cut you off, but I want to be smart.
Okay.
And then you can be smart about the airsoft version. You fucking dweeb.
Okay. So real life tracer rounds, what are they?
You spool. So real life tracer rounds typically are fired from an LMG or even a heavy machine gun, and they are literally a little addition that's like a chemical.
It's like phosphorus or something similar.
Something. I can't remember exactly what it is. And when the round ignites, it ignites the chemical. And that's what you see. And then you can use it to be like, oh, my teammate's shooting there, so I should shoot here.
Right, and sometimes they use those in like anti-aircraft weapons.
Yeah.
And when you see a straight line of red being fired, not every bullet is a tracer round. You have to realize this.
Yeah.
About 1 every 50 to 100 bullets is a tracer round.
Depending on the weapon system.
So when you see a straight line of red being shot into the sky, that's a lot of fucking ammunition.
Yeah, for real.
But airsoft tracer rounds are basically just glow-in-the-dark BBs. But just looking at them, they don't look very special, except for they have like maybe a little tint of green. But what makes them light up is a special attachment at the end of the barrel that every like 2 seconds flashes a light when you fire. So when that light flashes, it's super duper fucking bright. And it basically activates the BB. And that's what makes them glow. So the scenario was that green team were like the Empire and red team were like the Resistance from Star Wars. And you're fighting for control of this planet, and you had to take 4 different hard points. But the catch was that there is a Sith Lord on the battlefield who hates both sides. And he's unkillable, and he just goes around chopping down people indiscriminately. You had no respawns, 1 shoot, 1 kill. And not only do you have to watch for the other team, you also have to watch for this dude with two lightsabers, and he's gonna fucking whack you on the side of the head as hard as he can. But the bullshit part of this experience is that I didn't get to fight for very long because, it's pitch black. The only way you could see other people is just a little light indicator on your straps or whatever. Ours was green, theirs was blue. And that's how you could tell. Either that or they, if you don't have tracer rounds, you had to have a flashlight. You had to really quick click on and off the flashlight, fire. Click on and off the flashlight, fire. Just so people could see, oh, that's where they're shooting from. So at least the other team could have a chance. And so I'm trying my best to stay low and fire at these 2 specific people. I got one of them out, but the other one must have switched to a sidearm, which they forgot about. Because it didn't have a tracer round, or it didn't, and also it didn't have a flashlight. So this dude shot, didn't know where he was coming from. I could hear him shoot, so I went down. And I think what happened was, as I went down, my chest pushed up my faceplate, which pushed up my goggles, and I saw it when it was at like maybe 10 feet away from me. It went like this. It went down, and then up, and shot me right in the fucking eye.
Are you good? Any eyesight loss?
It hurts when I like really quickly look in either direction, but it was swollen and blue for like a day. But other than that, I'm fine.
I'm sure it will pass.
Yeah.
So.
And then as soon as I got shot, I was like, man, fuck this. I went back to our staging area, undid all my gear, waited for them to come back. And I'm like, hey, Jerry, I gotta go. And he's like, are you good to drive? And I'm like, I might be.
Probably not. See you later.
Like, it hit me really hard. It hit me so hard that I was like, where the fuck am I? Where's the staging area? I remember going left, so I went right, and I'm like, wait, am I going the right way? Where the fuck am I?
It sounds like you had a bit of disorientation going
A little bit, yeah. But other than that, I had a grand old time.
So, question.
Yes.
Would you do it again?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
I told them that I probably wouldn't, because they do it every Saturday. I told them that I wouldn't be able to do it this coming Saturday, but probably the Saturday after when I get paid again.
Fair enough. So, moving on from the airsoft thing, 45 minutes in already. God damn, you tell a long fucking story.
Well, it wasn't that I told a long story, it's that you kept interrupting me.
Well, do you expect me to just sit here and be quiet?
Kind of.
Well, that's not gonna fucking happen.
I know.
So, this week has been a very interesting week in the world.
Okay.
So starting off with a little haha. I was at Smith's last week, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have actually been Friday or Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of walking around, browsing, and I found pastor meat.
Pastor meat?
Yes. Not pasture. Pastor.
I'm trying to think of what that could actually possibly be.
I did too.
Okay.
It's literally what you think it is.
Oh?
The jails and prisons are so full of fucking priests and stuff that they are chopping up and selling them to pay for all the counseling.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Pastor meat!
Let me see.
There will be a picture for y'all up on your screen. Here.
Oh, you're funny. Denmark, small diced al pastor. I know that means something special, but...
It's literally pork.
Okay.
I think that's what she said it was. A friend of mine bought it, and it's literally pork.
Oh.
But I like to imagine that it's like a Catholic priest.
Okay.
Just because that's more morbid and restores my faith in humanity a little bit.
Restores. Okay.
Yeah. That's what they did to the pastor meat. They restore it.
Okay. That sounded like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Ow! There was a microphone there.
Good job.
Thanks. So, yesterday was the 2024 congressional election for the 23rd District of Texas.
Okay.
You might be asking, why the fuck do you care about anything in Texas? We live in motherfucking Idaho.
Yeah.
Well, there is a YouTuber that I watch, a gun YouTuber that I watch specifically, who was running for Congress. And, like I said, yesterday was voting.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched 3 different live streams. The first one was super annoying because it was a bunch of liberal fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And then they would just randomly cut to the polls and be like, "Oh, look at this, da 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 da," and then go back to their fucking random ass liberal bullshit. Like, we need to ban guns because pork is becoming pasture meat or something. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. But at the time, I was under the impression that was the only way for me to get the election results. Mm-hmm. And then I found out that there was another channel called Tactical Turtleneck.
Tactical Turtleneck.
I thought the same thing. I was like, what the fuck? But also like, what the fuck? You know, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I found, and the only reason I moved from that live stream was because one of his friends was streaming. Mm-hmm. And it's another person that I watch. And we, myself and like, I think at one point it was 12,000 other people.
Oh.
So, for those that haven't gathered yet, I'm talking about Brandon Herrera, also known as the AK guy, or the AK God, or I don't know, probably King of the Russians. I don't know.
Okay.
He's not that.
Okay.
But he could be and should be. He was running against a supposed to be pro-gun politician named Tony Gonzalez.
Okay.
Specifically, Ernie Tony Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
So, Gonzalez voted for a anti-gun thing in Congress
bill.
A little while. Yeah, that bill a little while ago. Uh-huh. And when Brandon found that out, he was like, "Fuck that shit! I'm running for Congress."
I see.
And you'll get a kick out of this, okay? Mm-hmm. Tony Gonzalez, about a week ago probably, went on a news network. I forget what it was. Not important. And goes, "Why are people supporting a known neo-Nazi? Or a known Nazi." Something like that.
Gonzalez said that?
About Brandon Herrera. Yes.
Brandon Herrera.
Yes.
Herrera.
Herrera.
Otherwise known as Herrera? As in Hispanic? As in, why would a Hispanic person be a Nazi?
Okay, well, I before I give you the answer to this question, I want to know your immediate thought.
Okay.
What do you think makes Tony Gonzalez, also known as Salsa Balls, or Spicy Balls, something like that,
Okay.
say that Brandon Herrera is a Nazi?
Either he voted for a white person in the past, or just because he's pro-gun.
You're kind of correct. So, he went and said that Brandon Herrera was a Nazi because he had recently on his YouTube channel, Brandon Herrera, also known as the AK guy. You can find it on YouTube either way. Because he had recently shot German firearms on his channel from World War II. Historical pieces.
Okay, so I actually did hear about this. Do you know who Wendigoon is?
I feel like I've heard you mention it.
he talks about cryptids and conspiracies, and he talked about the Waco thing and the Ruby Ridge thing, and
I like to call it the wacko thing.
Yeah, how he's all like, I'm not saying that the CIA did this, but the CIA did this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people tried to cancel him a while ago just because he is Christian and he likes guns. And this super duper liberal guy who looks like he would probably snap his arm trying to lift up a sack of groceries. He mentioned this guy is a neo-Nazi, just like that guy that tried to run for governor or for Congress in Texas or whatever. What's his name? The German rifle guy. Yeah, that guy.
You have to fucking. That is a purposeful, like...
It's just because they believe things that they don't believe.
Yeah. But, like, that is a purposeful lie. The German rifle guy, that's not even remotely close. Everybody, and I mean, if I were to walk out and knock on somebody's door and be like, hey, do you know what the Kalashnikov is? Someone would probably go, huh? And I'd be like, the AK. And they'd be like, oh yeah, that's my favorite gun. Or...
Yeah, but do you know why that would happen? Because we live in Idaho, and Idaho's full of racist Nazis, too.
Racist? Yeah.
Up north, definitely.
Yeah, but we're not up north, are we?
No, we're like not skipping a hop away from the southern and eastern border.
Yeah. I think we're actually probably closer to Canada.
Than what?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but he went on TV and said that he was a Nazi because of the guns that he had recently shot for his YouTube channel, for content.
They will find any and all excuses.
Oh, it gets better.
Oh,
So, before I go on, I want you to look up Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez. Anthony Gonzalez?
And tell me that he does not look like a drag queen. Or like a person that does drag.
I'm going to guess it's not this child.
What?
It's not that child, is it?
You searched Anthony.
Well, Tony stands for Anthony, you dope.
Tony Gonzalez.
Football tight end, American actor, United States representative. There we go.
Anthony.
Did you not know that Tony is short for Anthony?
No, I knew that, just not in this context.
Okay. I'm going to guess it's this one? This guy?
Yeah.
No.
Tell me he does not look like someone who does drag.
He does not look like somebody that does drag.
Okay, then what does he look like to you? Besides a Mexican?
A tool?
A prick?
A tool.
A prick?
A prick, yes.
A lying piece of shit?
Sure.
A scumbag?
Yeah, he kind of looks scummy.
It goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
He looks like a toothbrush that got stuck in someone's gums for like a year.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Sure.
But not drag queen.
No.
Okay. Anyways, so Brandon Herrera, he is and always will be, well, not always, because we all end at some point.
Okay.
But he said that he will always put YouTube first.
Okay.
He will continue to make content, whether he gets elected or not.
I see.
So, Brandon Herrera went on to a podcast with some of his friends. You know, they run the podcast.
Yeah.
And He said something along the lines of, California is my favorite state if it wasn't for all the people. Or for the people. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Tony,
Understandable.
right? Fucking meth addicts and prostitutes. And, hey, do you want to go to California?
Very good. Haha, funny.
But they took that clip of audio, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And trimmed it down.
They clip chimped it.
To the point where it just says, California is my favorite state.
Oh.
And then they spread that around like fucking wildfire.
Wow.
And those are only two of the fucking lies that Tony Gonzalez and his fucking... There's even a rumor that Tony Gonzalez is sleeping with one of the people in his, like, campaign team.
That Brandon Herrera is?
No. Tony.
That doesn't make any sense, bro.
There's a rumor that Tony Gonzalez, Salsa Balls, is sleeping with one of his campaign people.
Okay. Did Brandon Herrera's people start that rumor?
No.
Who started the rumor?
Someone from the campaign came forward and started speaking out about that. Whether it's true or not, like I said, it's a rumor.
What the fuck are you saying?
Okay, one of us must be having a stroke right now.
So the bad guy's team is saying that the bad guy is sleeping with somebody in their team.
Kinda?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so somebody...
Wouldn't the bad guy start the rumor about the good guy?
Okay, so there's a girl, or there's a person that saw a girl with Tony Gonzalez.
Okay.
Okay.
The bad one.
Yes.
Okay.
The girl and the rat, we'll call it.
Okay.
Which I don't think they're a rat. The snitch.
Okay.
Oh, that's probably worse. But whatever. They both work for Tony Gonzalez, is like congressional campaign service.
Okay. So I understand the gist of it.
The snitch came out and told the news anonymously
Okay.
that Tony Gonzalez and this girl from the campaign are sleeping together.
Does he have a wife?
Yep.
Okay. So what does that have to do with Tony Gonzalez saying that Brandon Herrera's favorite state is California?
Are you still on that?
Are you not?
No! Is that why you were confused?
Yes. I'm like, what? How do these two things connect?
They don't!
Okay, whatever, go on. I'm dumb.
Yes, you are. But do you
Okay.
understand now?
Yes, I understand.
And it's just a bunch of fucking bullshit like that. You know?
So it's just a bunch of shit flinging like politics usually is.
Yeah, except for none of it is coming from Brandon.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Tony Gonzalez is throwing shit at Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, wait, who the fuck is saying this?
One of his campaign people
I see. Okay.
witnessed him sleeping with a different one of his campaign people.
Okay.
That felt weird because of my wrist.
I see.
But yeah. And as of right now, there has been no official word from Brandon. This all happened last night.
Okay.
The voting happened last night.
Okay.
There's been no official word from Brandon Herrera. But the polls were extremely fucking close.
Oh.
Like 49 to 51%,
Wow.
which is close enough to require a recount. So that's
To constitute a recount, yes.
what I'm under the impression that we're waiting on. I'm not a very political person, but this is my way of supporting Brandon Herrera and what he is trying to do.
I see.
But some news outlets from Texas are already saying that Tony Gonzalez won.
Oh.
Which, during the...
Excuse me.
That sounded like chili.
Like what?
Chili.
Okay.
I didn't know chili had a sound.
Okay.
So, last night I was watching the Angry Cops stream.
Okay.
The friend of Brandon Herrera.
Okay.
And they were watching the votes come in. I don't know what it's called, but the votes come in, and you can monitor like what counties and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 5 people in Maverick County, Texas, voted. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to guess what all 5 voted for?
Wait, say that again. Who? Who voted for what?
A place called Maverick County in Texas.
Uh-huh.
Only 5 people voted.
Oh, okay. I see.
How many votes, or what do you think those votes were for?
What?
Tony fucking Gonzalez.
Pretty
Pretty sus, right?
A little bit.
And then later on in the stream, when they were doing an original recount or something, I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Information changed specifically for Maverick fucking County.
Oh.
To the point where it said that more people had voted, but they were still all for Tony Gonzalez. And then they refreshed the page again, and it was back to 5.
What the fuck?
That is not a fucking technical glitch. There is no fucking way you can fucking convince me that that was a fucking technical glitch. So, as of right now, like I said, there is no word from Brandon Herrera officially, which is the only one I'm going to fucking trust. Because Tony Gonzalez and the media, and they're all just shit.
Yeah.
But from what I have seen, it looks like we lost. Which, I don't fucking buy that shit.
Well, you know, after Donald Trump won in 2016, those damn liberals promised to never let anything like that happen again. So, you know,
But
whatever it takes to keep power.
you gotta remember, this is a congressional runoff. Do you know what a runoff is?
I do not.
I didn't either. But I do now. A runoff is they already had the primary election for congressional people in the state of Texas.
Yes.
That was back in March, I believe.
Okay.
But they got so close within within each other that they had to do what's called a runoff, which is basically a revote.
Oh.
And the same thing happened again.
Oh.
But both times, Tony Gonzalez was just barely ahead. Kind of sus, right?
A little bit.
Like, the people voted, that's cool. You know, like, I'm not going to bitch about that. Especially because I don't live in Texas.
Yeah.
On the other hand, all my exes do.
You're fine.
I try. But you would expect a large jump in one or the other. Because during that time, they were both campaigning.
Statistically, sure, yeah.
Yeah, they were both campaigning. Tony Gonzalez spent... How much do you think he spent during the campaign run?
At least a few million.
Yeah, but higher.
Okay.
It was 9, maybe 10 million. Enough to... What?
Oh.
Enough to buy everyone who voted for him an iPhone.
Oh.
To put that into perspective.
Okay.
I don't know. Just something about that election does not sit right with me. And that could just be because I'm new to politics.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit about politics. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I know what I saw. And I know what 12,000 other people saw.
Yeah.
And I legitimately think that they rigged it. Do you know how much Tony beat Brandon by?
How much?
400 fucking votes.
400 exact?
I don't know if it's exact, but that's what I've seen from multiple sources.
You better be careful. You're starting to notice patterns there.
Yeah, well...
Don't want you to be intelligent to notice things.
Me? I'm never intelligent. But no, if I suddenly just turn up dead, you know why. And you know who to blame.
Well, if you're actually living in Texas, I would have a bigger fear of that, but I don't think you have to worry.
Oh, I would still be saying the same shit, whether I lived in Texas or not.
I'm sure you would, yeah.
Because the bottom line is, I don't give a fuck what anybody has to fucking say or do. And in fact, Tony Gonzalez is a fucking shit-eating trash can.
Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch-ass motherfucker, and he fucked my wife.
To be fair, I would fuck Shadow the Hedgehog too.
I was going to say be careful there about what you say.
You thought I was going to go the other direction, didn't you?
Yeah.
You thought... You are a fucking bastard. You know I have more respect for her than that.
I wouldn't have been mad either way, but I was just like, careful there, bud.
No, you know I would never.
Oh, that's funny. That reminds me. Jerry, who I went airsofting with, I haven't actually talked to him face to face in quite a while. But he called me Nikki. And I was like, what the fuck did you just call me? And he was like, Nikki. And I thought about it. And I'm like, no, he's called me that before. And I'm like, okay.
So, moving on from the heavier topics. You know, we like to have fun around here.
Yes.
We like to keep things lighthearted, especially towards the end.
Yes.
So, I was doing a bit of research. And you remember how we were talking about doing one podcastal type video? Is that a word? Podcastal?
Podcast?
Castle?
Just podcast.
Okay, one podcast episode a week, and then a gaming video.
Yes.
So, I was doing some research,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna start by saying I'm not gonna tell you the fucking name
Okay.
because I don't want you to go out and buy it yourself.
Okay.
But there's a $30 capture card.
I see. Well, okay. Firstly, I need to actually know because I have been through capture cards before.
Let me finish before you speak
Okay.
your fears, because
Okay.
I already had that in mind.
Okay.
I did some research on this exact capture card from multiple different sources.
Okay.
And yes, there have been issues
Okay.
from consumers. But let's be honest, every 1 in like 1,000 is going to get a defective product.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
And I only saw 2 of those. So that's 2 in 2,000 that have had a defective issue.
Okay. Let me just say really quick. My issue isn't with you got to be careful because you don't know if you're gonna get scammed or if it's a shitty product. But what I'm trying to say is, I have been through 4 different kinds of capture cards. There are different kinds. There's one that's a direct stick, direct from your computer to your console. Those are shit because you don't have an extra output that you can actually see the image that you're actually capturing. There's also the recorded directly on a device input type of ones, and those suck because either A, they almost always have audio issues, or they always have video issues where you can't exactly adjust the contrast or the brightness or the gamma or anything like that. And then there's the direct line in and out and to display, which is what I have, which is what I would suggest, where one plugs into your computer, one plugs into your device, and one plugs into a monitor or TV screen so you can actually see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Okay. So
Those are my only concerns.
Okay, so I've done some research into the quality. Keep in mind this card has been out for about 2 years now.
Okay.
That was the earliest, or I guess latest video I could find. Latest. But people made what I'll call an introductory video on this capture card.
Okay.
2 years ago.
Okay.
That same capture card is still up and running today.
Like it has support from the manufacturer and everything?
How do you mean?
Like support from the manufacturer? Like if you send it back, they're going to be like, oh, okay, we'll see what the problem is, or...
No, it hasn't had any problems.
Or...
In 2 years, it hasn't had any problems.
I understand that, but it would still be nice to have support from the manufacturer in case something does happen.
Okay, so the thing is, this is a very simplistic... Capture cards in general are not rocket science.
Right.
If anything, they're very, very simplistic. DVD or DVR or something like that was the first real version of the capture card, and that came out in 1999 to early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same concept. So the one I'm talking about has a HDMI. It might actually have 2. And then USB ports.
Okay. Yeah, it would be better if it had 2.
I said ports.
I mean the HDMI. It would be better if it had 2 HDMIs. One in, one out.
I will pull it up for you, but you got to promise me to let me handle it.
Okay.
Deal?
That was gross. Yeah.
Okay. So and I obviously I wanted to talk to you about it before I went ahead and went, hey, look what I got.
Okay.
You know, because this is our channel.
Which my capture card I actually have on my computer desk. I sifted through all the shit on my floor and found it. It's just sitting there next to my computer, actually.
All right. So it has input and output, obviously.
Okay.
And it's made of, I forget what was said, but some type of metal construction.
Okay.
Or like shell, I guess.
It's not just a plastic piece of shit that'll break.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about dropping it and it exploding or something, you know. And it is 4K capable,
Ooh.
1080p capable, obviously. And it is compatible with OBS. And
is there a capture card that's not?
I honestly don't know enough about capture cards to be able to answer that question. The point is, though, I think this is a very good suit for our needs.
Okay.
I haven't actually gone on the Amazon and looked at everything yet.
Okay.
$32 was the cheapest that I saw.
Well, fuck it. Let's look at it now.
Okay. And
What's it called?
okay, wait, let me go back.
Okay.
So it is an easy thing to make. So there are going to be multiple different manufacturers
Yes. I
making the
understand.
same shit.
Yes.
I just want to be clear on that.
That's usually how that kind of thing goes on online.
I don't remember the name. Oh, but hang on. So you know what an Elgato is,
Yes.
correct? Elgato, Gato, whatever the fuck.
It's Spanish, yes.
I know. There was a comparison between this graphics card and an Elgato. Okay.
Okay.
And the Elgato, the only difference is it has better color tracing and makes colors more
Vibrant.
That probably sounded great. Sorry about that, y'all. I punched or smacked the mic. But the Elgato is, I think the one that they tested at the time was $130, $160
Okay.
versus a $30 capture card. It has some room to slack off at some points. Do you not agree?
Yeah.
So, I don't necessarily remember what it's called, but I will know it when I see it.
I'm going to say, did you write it down anywhere, or do you have it in your... Well, you don't have a history, do you?
No. But I will know it when I see it.
Okay.
So.
Would you like some crackers?
Yes, please, but also...
Oh, you want to look at the... Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you do.
Okay. So, I see that you are looking for an AUG, Airsoft gun.
Yeah, that was always my favorite in Black Ops 1. Which, by the way, Black Ops 6. Did you see that there's a launch trailer for that?
I did not, but it's probably garbage.
People are speculating that it's going to be centered around the Iran-Contra situation because it has H.W. Bush in it. which is W. Bush's daddy.
Capture card, audio video capture card with microphone, 4K HDMI loop out, 1080p, 60 frames per second. Video recorder for gaming / live streaming / video conference. Works for Nintendo, Switch, PS4, OBS, camera, and PC.
Let me see.
It doesn't say that it works for PlayStation.
If it's a simple HDMI situation, then it should.
Yeah, that's my thing.
It was probably created before
yeah.
Let me see.
I'm reading.
Oh, it was really funny when me and my wife were out and about yesterday. I got a spam call, and I didn't just hang up on them. I just screamed as loud as I could at them, and they hung up. And as long as I could too.
Okay, so from what I'm seeing, it's okay. The comments look pretty good in my opinion.
Oh. Input, output.
So yeah, be looking forward. Actually, by the time this is up, that we should already have a gaming thing.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't know if we should upload the Minecraft one.
I was kind of thinking that too. That one was not great.
I'll sort through it and see if I can like spice it up somehow. But
so there's aux cords for both the headphones to listen to the playback and the microphone.
Oh, so that is one thing that people have had issues with is the microphone.
Well, that's so we're going to be using this to stream, right?
And record, yes. You can do both.
Well, yes, but we are going to use it only for streaming. Because we can always download the VOD off of Twitch, right?
Yeah. I don't think
so
you're
we can just use the microphone inputs in Streamlabs. We don't have to worry about the ones
let me put it this way. Let's say we wanted to record something strictly for Patreon.
Okay.
We don't want to have the VOD online and then upload it to Patreon as well. That defeats the purpose.
Right, but either way, we can still just use the microphone inputs in Streamlabs.
Yes.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about the ones on the actual device.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was getting to. People have said that the microphone is shit or just don't work at all. But that's not really an issue for us.
Yeah.
And again, that was 2 years ago, a year and a half.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, though?
I don't have a problem with it, but I do want to try
your capture card.
Yeah, so I can hang out with you 4 days this week, but Saturday probably not do a whole lot since I can hang with you in the morning.
All right, that sounds good. When we're done here, we could go get the capture card if you want.
Okay.
Obviously,
grab another drink.
Yeah, obviously, if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we can use it with your Xbox, I suppose, because I don't think I can use the PS5 today.
That's another thing. You can't live stream with Xbox. But I would like to record Xbox stuff.
What do you mean?
At one point.
What do you mean you can't live stream with it?
To Twitch or YouTube.
Oh, through the integrated system?
Yeah.
Mine I can. Oh, because you're okay. Yeah. You're good. I got you.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I know.
My Xbox is an older Xbox, so I can't do things. Actually, I think now that I'm thinking about it, you can stream to Twitch.
Depending on a couple of things, but
yeah. But no. My Xbox is old, and frankly, I don't think it could even handle that.
It's old and decrepit.
Just like me.
You're younger than me.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Get off my lawn! I don't know why I turned into a fucking chipmunk grandpa.
Okay. So...
Oh, and... So you remember that cartoon thing we were talking about last episode?
That animated Majigger, yes.
Yes. I thought of a character name.
Don't say it on here. Just...
Donald Fuck.
Okay.
Do you approve?
I do not.
Oh.
That's dumb as shit.
I'm actually kind of sad about that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. At least you can fucking give me criticism, and I can take it. But I was actually kind of proud of that.
Donald Shucks. I don't know. Fuck. We can workshop ideas.
Okay, but what I was thinking is Donald Fuck could be like a real horn dog, but he would be a horn duck.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought that could be an interesting character arc.
Maybe, but we gotta work on the name.
Donald Little Fuck?
No.
Donald No Fuck?
We can't have explicit, swear words as names. That's way too on the nose. You gotta be creative about it.
Donald Suck.
Better, but still no.
Donald Tuck?
She Donald on my duck till I...
Gross.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us on this lovely adventure of airsofting and political intrigue, I guess.
I just want to take a second to say that I am not a political person by any way, shape, or form. This happens to be someone that I like to watch and support. That sounds creepy out of context, doesn't it?
You know what would be fun?
What?
Because I'm not super duper political. I'm a little bit. But I think if we both took a political compass test just to see where exactly on the, not the autism spectrum, but the political spectrum that we fall on. I know the last time I took one was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was...
Let's fucking do it.
Left of center.
What better episode to do it?
Just now?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yep.
Right now.
You started to outro it, I know.
Yeah. Actually, I think it would be better to do it on the phone.
But we would be able to screen capture it.
Yeah, I suppose. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
We're doing it live, folks. Does my nose sound weird?
Okay.
I almost said, does my nose smell weird?
Smell? We haven't invented smell-o-vision yet. Come on, Oprah.
For example, there's a horror game that I would like to play with you.
I don't do horror. I'm being serious. I don't do horror. Okay, I don't do,
It's not terrible. I promise.
The thing, it's a religious thing.
Oh, okay.
If it's like spiritual possessions or cryptids or anything, Like slasher horror is fine. Like, I don't know. Like, fuck. What's a good? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's fine. Stuff like that. Alien and Predator movies. Those are fine.
Okay, well, it's kind of like an alien thing.
Oh, hey, that's still okay. That's.
Yeah, I set Nicholas here up with. I don't think I've ever called you Nicholas on podcast.
I think it's always been just Nick. Yeah.
I set Nick here up with the Opera GX browser, and now he has Sonic the Hedgehog sounds.
They're just
Mario.
No, just it's over on the other screen. Game Boy sounds. They're just generic Game Boy sounds.
Really? Because it makes me think of Mario.
Yeah, it's just the skin or whatever you want to call it is called Opera Gamer, Retro Gamer, whatever. I don't remember. Screen one. Look at that. Wait, no. Wait. Not entire screen. I don't want either of those, actually. Fuck. Well, that's fine. There's nothing revealing on here, I don't think. That's fine. Except I want to... Do the fucking thing that I want you to.
Okay, what about Donald Luck?
Sure. Sure.
He has lots of sex.
Okay.
Donald Luck.
That's true. Okay. Whatever. Okay. If economic globalism is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interests of transnational corporations. Fuck corporations.
I can only see OBS.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I am doing the test first.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'm going to run and go take a piss.
Okay.
Because that's something the viewers need to know about.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay. If economic... It should primarily serve humanity. I strongly agree. I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Disagree. No one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. It depends, but I would disagree with that. Our race has many superior qualities compared to other races. Strongly disagree. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. I really wish they would say something like somewhat disagree instead of just disagree. Military action that defies international law is sometimes justified. It really depends. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. Disagree.
And Dobby is back.
People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. Yeah.
Dobby's master has given Dobby a sock. Dobby is free!
Okay. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. Inflation than unemployment. Fuck, I don't know. I just disagree. I keep on hitting the microphone with my hat.
Either just the microphone or take off the hat, you freak.
I just adjusted it.
You spool.
Okay. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulations. I strongly agree. From each according to his ability to each according to his need is a fundamentally good idea. On its own, sure, but I don't think it's been put into practice very well. The freer the market, the freer the people. No, I think the market needs some kind of regulation sometimes. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now bottled, branded consumer product. I strongly agree. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I sort of. I really wish there was an in-between. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society.
I mean, if you think about it, when it comes to politics, there really is no in between.
To the enlightened centrist, there is.
Okay, to stereotypical modern politics.
I suppose. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. What is protectionism? Protectionism. The theory or practice of shielding a country's domestic industries from foreign competition by taxing imports. I've always thought that was really stupid.
Right? Like, for example...
thank you.
Like oil, for example, from like Russia and shit.
Yeah. Like, why would we want to charge them more money to bring it into our own country? That's kind of stupid.
Because they got to protect the U.S. oil industry first.
I suppose. I don't know about that. The only social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Strongly disagree. I cannot read what that says. Thank you. The rich are too highly taxed. No. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. No. Strongly disagree. We should all have the same standard. And that standard should be very high. Governments should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Agree. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Genuine free? It depends on what you mean by the word genuine free market. Requires the ability... requires restrictions.
Market and free doesn't really belong in the same sentence when it comes to the U.S. economy.
I'm just going to say I agree with that. Abortion when the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. What? Wait. When the woman's life is not threatened should always be illegal. I actually agree with that. All authority should be questioned. Agree. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Disagree. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Should not be expected. Agree. Schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. I agree. I disagree with that, but on a specific level, like, I don't think that like 5, what do you call it, truancies should be like juvie time. I think it's too restrictive, but all people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. What the fuck does that mean? But it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. You mean like, is that a racist question?
I think it means rich and poor and shit like that.
Well, it could also mean different races. So I'm going to just say disagree. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Strongly agree. Beat the shit out of that kid. No, I'm just kidding.
Watch it.
It's natural for children to keep some secrets from... It's natural, but shouldn't happen. That parents should be good enough to be like, oh, you can come to me without anything.
Well, like, I remember growing up, we always had forts, me and my brothers.
Forks?
I said forts.
Oh, forts.
Not farts.
Okay.
Forts. And we would never tell our parents where the fort was.
Oh. I mean, I suppose in trivial shit like that, it's fine. But, like, if they're getting bullied at school or if they, like, accidentally break a vase or just things like that, they should be able to go to their parents without fear of, like, them fucking them up.
Show me on the doll where the clown touched you.
Okay. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Depends on what kind of personal use. If it's medicinal, they should have it. If it's recreational, I think that it should be decriminalized. But, like, instead of, like, going to jail, you should go to, like, rehab or whatever.
But what if you don't want rehab?
Well, then you go to jail.
Okay,
It should be like, oh, you got caught with 6 ounces of marijuana, rehab or jail? Or like some kind of like, not specifically rehab, but some kind of like a rehabilitation thing. I half of the people who are in jail in America, point blank period, should not be in jail.
Or because of weed, yep.
Well, I'm just saying, like...
And just other shit in general, yeah.
Yeah, I think in America we focus too much on punishment and not enough on rehabilitation.
Or reasoning, for that matter.
Yeah. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generation to find a job. I partially agree. I think that they should prepare kids to be adults in general.
Like, for example, did you kill this person? Yes, but he robbed my daughter of her innocence. So I killed him. Guilty.
I mean, that's fine.
No, that's not fine.
I mean, you know...
An eye for an eye.
I don't believe in that. Only in very specific circumstances.
Yeah, I know.
In that circumstance, probably. Why do they keep on blocking the fucking questions with ads?
So that you'll accidentally click on them?
Maybe. Like, oh, you're a Nazi. You want this question too. Come on, show me! Whatever. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. No, it's one of the important things, but not the most important. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. I actually somewhat agree with that. Show me what that question is. Go away, go away. Is there an exit? Show me. No, that's just going to whatever. Fuck. Hopefully it goes away here in a second. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I somewhat disagree, but kind of agree. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I mostly agree with that. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I completely disagree with that. Actually, yeah, strongly disagree. What's good for the most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. No, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck Walmart.
Are you fucking... Go away! Jeez. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. I don't...
Care?
No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding.
I mean, I guess to be fair, everybody uses Spotify nowadays, so let the radios fall.
Sure.
Even though technically, aren't we a radio station?
No, absolutely not.
How? What's the difference?
Radio station is on the radio. What we do is on YouTube.
Okay, it's a newer version of radio.
But it's not radio.
It's a radio.
Sure. I don't know. Should receive. I'm gonna disagree with that. Fucking shit. Go away! That probably sounded nice on the microphone. I'm sorry, guys. I think what it was, because I was looking at it, I think what it was is that people with disabilities shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. So I'm going to hit disagree with that.
What about strongly disagree?
In certain circumstances, I I think that maybe it could be possibly okay. Very, very not popular, not... What's the word I'm looking for? Not common.
Politically correct.
Common. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. I absolutely agree. Or strongly. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress. No, that's literally Anakin's reasoning to become to have an empire. That's fine. Although the electronic age it makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Absolutely fucking not. If you got nothing to hide, what are you afraid of? No, fuck you.
The FBI is always watching. They're waiting for you to fuck up.
Yeah. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. I kind of agree with that because some crimes deserve the death penalty.
But Idaho can't fucking figure out.
Okay, in the most... fuck, what am I trying to say? In the perfect world, I would strongly agree with that, but since we don't live in a perfect world and a world where the state of Idaho fucks up an execution.
Yeah, how the fuck do you fuck up an execution? You just take an alive person and make them not.
Yeah. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. I think that's kind of dumb. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. I sort of agree with that. Only a little bit. In criminal justice, punishment should be more important than rehabilitation. Fuck you. Punishment? No. It is a waste of our time to try and rehabilitate some criminals. Some criminals, yes, but not all criminals. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than... Fuck off. Damn it. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. Not always.
I thought you were going to say a hoe.
No.
Their first duty is to be a hoe.
Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts to curb... What the fuck does that say? Almost all politicians promise economic growth, but we should heed the warnings of climate science that growth is detrimental to our efforts. I sort of agree, I guess. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. No, fuck you.
I feel like I'm in school again.
I really wish this fucking thing would move.
Me to my boner.
What? What'd you say?
Me to my boner.
Oh.
I really wish this fucking thing would move.
Oh. Then, fuck. Okay. What does that say? What is, the business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. What? I kind of, a little bit, not a lot. And this should be the last one. No, there's not. Okay. Astrology accurate. No. You cannot be moral without being religious. I certainly agree with that, but... Oh, wait. Cannot be moral without being religious. Oh. I guess different kinds of morality. No, I disagree with that. Charity is better than social security as means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Charity is better than social security? I mean, that's the way it should be. But it's not, so yeah, I disagree with that. Some people are naturally unlucky. Yeah, I agree with that. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. No. I'd rather my school have nothing to do with religion. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Even though I'm hard and fast Christian, I don't
hard.
I don't believe that. A same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the possibility of child adoption. I agree with that. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be legal for the adult population. Yes. What goes on in the private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state unless they are harming each other to a certain degree. Some find that kinky. No one can feel naturally homosexual. What the fuck? I strongly disagree with that. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. I mostly agree. Mostly agree with that. Yes, I understand. Yes, I understand. Oh! I am a lot more left than I used to be. I used to be like somewhere around here, a little bit more authoritarian. But that's pretty cool. I actually didn't know that.
You're a liberal.
Not quite. Liberals are like usually like around here somewhere. So kind of a little bit, yes. So I'm going to...
If you ever become a liberal, I will beat the shit out of you.
Okay.
I will commit that hate crime.
Okay. I'm going to stop recording, and Morgan will take his test, and then we'll be back in like half a second to go over his results. So, Okie dokie, we are back, and this is Morgan's result.
And I am not in the slightest okay with this.
That he is so far left, which he thinks that just because you are left of center, you are...
no, I just don't want to be a liberal.
That you are liberal. And you're not. If you were like...
Wait, is left anti-gun or pro-gun?
Usually the left is anti-gun.
Then I'm not okay with this.
Which you're... let's just say that you are more libertarian than you are liberal. So that would make sense.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, literally this.
That is me then.
Don't tread on me. That's a very, very libertarian phrase. So...
Then that is a thing I would say.
Yes. So I understand the libertarian, and I understand that you would be slightly left because you're not a rigid Republican. I know you're not. So
I guess the way I see it, I'm not anything because yes, I have my views, but my views are welcome to change. If you provide me with new information, I will look at it. And I will personally make my own decision. And whether or not you agree or disagree with that decision is not my problem.
Besides, these compass tests aren't all encompassing. So, like, it's going to get shit wrong. And it's not going to get your views on every single issue that you could possibly be pressed on. So, it's not like, oh, you're definitely, this is definitely 100% you, you know.
You're gay.
So, yeah, I just wanted to get a little bit of, what do you want to fucking call it? Gosh, my brain is stuttering today.
Politicalness because politicalness episode.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
That's a pretty good one, right?
Yeah. Very,
Oh, and one more thing about the capture card.
Oh, yeah?
That's how we would be able to record the screen during movies.
We could definitely do that, yeah.
Yeah. That little piece of bullshit.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we like to welcome all political leanings. It doesn't matter if you're a feminazi or if you are a Trump-tard, we will welcome you here.
It matters a little bit, but you're still welcome.
We might make fun of you a teensy bit, but you know, it's okay.
A lot of bit.
Family makes fun of each other. That's how you know that you're loved.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
I don't love you. You're not gay.
Oh, okay.
I have a skunk in my ass.
So these are half truths?
No, these are 2 truths and a lie.
Oh. So you have a skunk up here.
No, I don't love you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you all for coming by.
The skunk in my ass is irrelevant.
Thank you for joining us on another adventure. This is probably going to be like 16 or 17. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for real. And we are over 100 views now in total.
Yeah, I think it was like 150 or something. Still only 4 subscribers, but that's okay.
So, speaking of which, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here, or apparently old around here.
Like, comment, subscribe, comment. What is your favorite
testicle?
Flavor?
Two completely different thought trains.
Your favorite flavor of testicle? Mine is dry rub barbecue.
You know, I'm just a plain old white vanilla kind of guy myself.
White vanilla. Sweet and salty, huh?
No, vanilla.
Yeah, that's sweet. A testicle is salty, so sweet and salty.
No, vanilla with chocolate chunks. Chocolate chunks are shit.
Join us next time when we sweet talk a raccoon.
Anyways, a few final words from me.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
1, you're a bastard.
Okay.
2, I just want to say to all the people out there that they should be excited to taste my nukes.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll have more varied content within a couple of weeks now. So, yeah, we will talk to you guys later. Like, subscribe, and hit that Patreon.
The pipes are calling.